Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaRachakwadash. Double honors been to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings be unto you, hopeful. Like that push not this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. To all you I can say Shalom. I am the accurate I am from the servants Yahweh, Yahushai Cam, coming in with a quick lesson, going into the book of Proverbs, the 29th chapter, verse 16, it reads, "When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall." That's really self-explanatory right there, because to be wicked is to commit iniquity, to do bad, to do against the law, and that's what Esau be doing. All right, because he's increased greatly, because you have to realize that back in the ancient world, most nations, were small in number, But now in this so-called civilized world, we're by the billions now, man. So each nation has been multiplied greatly to like millions at least, to say the least. So now that Esau inherited the whole earth, as an example, you have all this iniquity going forth throughout the whole world. And that was in the book of Job, the 9th chapter, verse 24. And that's really fulfillment of prophecy, because you have to realize that although Job was fighting his own battles, through the Spirit, him being a man of the Lord, upright one that streweth evil, him being a man of the Lord, he, through the Spirit, prophesied about the latter times. All right, he was spiritually prophesying, although he didn't know what the hell he was saying, man, for that time being. But if he be back here, on this scene right now, then right now he understands, what this was going into. All right, because we understand, the scriptures say that, the knowledge was, hidden from our forefathers, but knowledge shall be increased in the end. But going back to Job the 9th chapter, verse 24 reads, "The earth is given to the hand of the wicked," which we understand to be Esau Edom. "He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" The modern day judge is Esau Edom, and that's why you have all this, unrighteous decisions, decision making. Esau be executing the worst type of judgments, in the planet right now. All right, Jake be getting like 50 years in prison just for for battery, whatever. Just to throw an example. I don't really know. I don't want to be specific, but just to throw that out there as an example. Hey, but you got Esau literally commit a whole school shooting. He only gets like a few years in prison, to say the least. We don't know. But that goes to show that Esau's unrighteous as hell, and he can't be a judge, and that's why Allah has to remove him from power. But if I can get a quick piece of that, this will be in the book of Habakkuk, the 1st chapter. Verse 3 reads, "Why dost thou show me iniquity, which iniquity is an archaic term for the word sin, and cause me to behold grievance," which that word grievance means a wrong or hardship suffered, real or imagined, causing grounds for complaint. Yeah, man, this whole captivity under Esau's a grievance, man. Why the hell are we under the basest of men? Having to go through his system and whatnot. It's total, and that's why, Lord, will we get beamed up, man? Because, man, I'm tired of this freaking place. As the scriptures say, depart ye for this is not your rest. Right? So, even Habakkuk, he was in that sorrowful spirit, man. "So why dost thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention." And those pinpoint that's talking about the damn devil, man, Esau Edom. Hey, because he's the one that raised up strife and contention. Look back at history, man. Back when he was the British Empire. Hey, before this, America, before Babylon the Great, before that little horn, that's different from the British Empire. Think about the British Empire, man. All the colonization that they've done. All the robbery, murder that they committed throughout the whole four corners of the earth, man. That's literally strife and contention. Verse 4, "Therefore the law is slacked." Therefore the law is slacked. Yeah, and back in the 1980s, they told you about how America would be based off biblical or something like that. They would basically go out the Bible, basically speaking. And even back in the day, you have schools that will teach the Bible curriculum. Nowadays, they teach you about evolution, BS, and whatnot, how we come from monkeys, and which is total bullcrap, because animals rely on instinct, whereas we humans rely on basically logic, man. And that's the birth of the life that the Lord put upon us, which we read about in the book of Genesis. But, hey, Esau, he doesn't even go by the scriptures anymore. Now he goes about, that woke culture. You could be whatever the hell you want to be. You could do whatever the hell you want. No one can say nothing. All right, because then you get canceled. Therefore the law is slacked. Yeah. So now, they got these modern day religions that promote the scriptures, but they don't even go by the scriptures, man. All right, that's you wacky-tacky Christians out there. Hey, so therefore the law is slacked, and judgment does never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Compass basically meaning to go above and about. Hey, this damn devil's above us, man. And we're supposed to be above all nations. Deuteronomy the 7th chapter verse 6, Deuteronomy the 14th chapter, I think verse 12 as well, as a precept. But he goes on to say how thou art holy people, and to Lord thy power, thou shalt be above all nations. But here it is, we're under the nations, man. Hey, we're the tell to this day, man. And we're the tell to the basest of men, who's more worthless than the worthless of creatures. And by that, people are disgusted by bugs. Hey, but bugs, they hold a very valuable, position. So, they're more better than a damn devil. So for the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Right? But going back to Job 9 verse 24, if not when, who is he? Because he covered the faces of the judges. He's a modern day judge. And that's why the Lord has to put him out of power, because, hey man, we can't, we're not supposed to be wicked, man. The earth was never supposed to be in a wicked state. All right, the scriptures say that, so like in the book of Genesis, when you look at the concordance, the interliner, that word earth goes into the Hebrew word Aidan, which means a paradise for men. And when you're surrounded by wickedness, you ain't in no paradise, man. You ain't in no paradise. Right? So that's why we need the kingdom. So this is the book of Proverbs, the 29th chapter. I'm gonna reread it again because I wanna add on to what I was going to. In verse 16, it says, when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth. And with the wicked, now you have Jake being influenced, man. Now you have the heathen. All right, because you have to realize that the heathen are sipping on that Babylon juice. All right, that's why a lot of these countries, although, they're starting to go against the whore, hey, they still hold a lot of, Americanization. They still hold a lot of American customs, Western customs. Think about rural China and things of that sort. All right, they've held democracy at some point. They still hold a bit of that Babylon in them. And they don't mind as long as they do these trade deals to make more money. That's what the heathen want, to keep on continuing. But the thing is, the Lord's gonna come back down here and destroy you sons of, guns, man, if you will. But I want to get a quick piece of that because with the wicked comes the wicked of our people. Right now, due to Esau's influence on the world, now you have Jake doing what Esau wants. Now Jake is the one also increasing in transgression, and Yahweh even spoke about that. If I'm mistaken, the book of John the 8th chapter verse 44. Yeah, it reads, "Ye are your father." This is a red letter. Yahweh speaking. "Ye are of your father the devil." Yeah, because back in the ancient world, Satan was talking about the Pharisees and Sadducees. But they were working for the Romans. All right, Esau. So, likewise in this time period, and you have Jake, working for this damn devil, and they glorify this damn devil. Whatever he says goes, right? That's the mentality of Jake. So, yeah, your father, the devil, and the lusts of your father, you will do. Hey, see, so it's like a monkey see, monkey do type of thing. Hey, Jake really be acting like monkeys, man. They get programmed by Esau, what he says, and then when it's time to, the green light is, when there's a green light, hey, Jake be doing, some wacky-tacky crap. So he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh the lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Yeah, because, when you read the scriptures, it goes into how, he speaketh with smooth words, but his words were smooth as butter, But war was in his heart, and how the sea was in his mouth, things of that sort. That's all going to Esau. He's the one that speaks leasing. Leasing meaning lies. That's all Esau, man. He covered up the whole truth. He covered up our identity. Called us Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans and whatnot. So that actually really goes into the next piece that I wanted to bring out about how Esau changed everything. From our identity to the natural world and the virtual world. Esau be changing up everything with his lies. Hey, but now you're seeing that being now you're seeing him being exposed and the truth being manifest through the prophets, man. Hey, the scriptures going to how you're the light of the world. You're the light in darkness. Light referring to the knowledge. But there's the book of Isaiah, the 24th chapter, verse 5. It reads, "The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof." Yeah, Esau, Edom, first and foremost, and the rest of the, wicked of our people and the heathen, the rest of the heathen. So it goes on to say, the earth also is defiled defiled meaning unclean, made unclean. So under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance referring to a regulation, if I'm not mistaken. So actually, I'm going to search a definition for that word ordinance. It means slack about that. All right, an authoritative order, a decree. Yeah, a decree from the Lord. An order from the Lord. So basically regulation, if you will, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Yeah, and changed the ordinance, going to how due to Esau being in power, they changed everything from the true images of the powers being Yahweh Bashim was shine, the angels, and the holy people, and on down to the woman being above the man, and on down to how being clean shaven is professional, whereas having a beard is, beastly, and some more, things of that sort. So Esau really changed everything, man. Esau's a freaking, damn devil. And he's a freaking plague. So broken the everlasting covenant, therefore had the curse devour the earth. And that hasn't been fulfilled yet, because the scriptures deal with past tense, present tense, future tense. And with those 3 points, it could be in a different power, it varies. So it could be past tense, present tense, future tense, past tense, future tense, things of that sort. It varies amongst the 3. But, so this is present tense and future tense. Verse 6 is future tense, because it reads, therefore the curse devour the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. It looks ICBMs having freaking consume people, yeah, man. Hey, you had the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but I ain't talking about that, man. All right, that's really a fulfillment of prophecy in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, where it goes into how he makes the world amazed. It's like he maketh even fire to come from heaven. That's talking about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, or basically any atomic bomb testing or nuclear bomb testing that they be doing. As tests. But really, verse 6 is applying to the thermonuclear destruction to come. All right, to consume the wicked of our people, for the transgression has increased, man. Therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Have because there be remnants of people, remnant of every nation, remnant of the nation of Israel. Hey, but 2/3 of every single nation shall be smoked, burned. Burned to the brimstone, burned to ash. Thus say the scriptures. So it's gonna be burned up by a thermonuclear destruction of fire, and that's in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, where it makes that mention. In verse 5. And we're gonna keep on bringing out the same precepts over and over again. I was looking to reading a post from one of the Akim going into how our forefather Noah, was repetitive. All right, he was like literally prophesying about the flood for like 150 years, if I'm mistaken. So we're gonna keep on bringing out the same precepts, like 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, because although it's overused, it all benefits us all the more. But in verse 5 it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Moshai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Destruction, man. thermonuclear destruction, pursuant to the previous verse. For wickedness, and why is that gonna happen? Verse 6: for wickedness hath exceedingly meaning to surpass. All right, exceedingly goes back to the definition of extremely, to a great extent. All right, so basically it surpassed. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. And what is pollution? We look at that word, a pollutant. It's a contaminant, something corrupt. Something that's harmful, a poisonous substance. That harms you, and that's what wickedness is, a pollution. And because what are the wages of sin? Death. So for wickedness that they sinly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And that's why those gonna get down, man. The Lord's about to get down. About to get dirty with it. Pull up his sleeves and start. Mixing that clay. Who knows? Just going to the Lord. But bleeds in the nation, man. It's gonna be terrible. All right, I'm gonna get out one more precept. This will be in the book of Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, verse 25. It reads, the Lord hath opened his armory. Narsalaki, I'm gonna start with verse 25. The Lord hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapons of his nation, for this is the work of the Lord Yahweh by Shemel of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, referring to the modern day elites. Come against her from the utmost border upon her storehouses, cast her upon her as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing ever be left. Slay all their bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for the day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord our power, the vengeance of his temple. Call together the archers against the Babylon. All ye that bend a bow, camp against it round about. Let them thereof escape, recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done, do unto her, for she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. All right, but I just want to do a quick lesson on that. Lord wills, and that fine lesson. And to the next one, I say shalom.